Good morning to you, YouTube. This is Michael from Cards of the Round, and welcome to yet another deck profile. Today I am going to show you guys a deck that I have been kind of keeping quiet for a little while because I've been working at it and trying to get it just right, and I think I got it at a place I'm very comfortable with. So without further ado, welcome to my Exodia deck. So for any Exodia deck, you have to have Exodia and the 4 limbs. Those are very important. I also like to have 3 Royal Magical Libraries. Now keep in mind, many Exodia decks use this one and highly depend on it, and for me it's just kind of extra. And you'll see why in just a little bit. I'm also running 3 Cards. Make sure when you summon them and use his effect, you've done everything else that you need to do that turn, because you draw 2 cards when you tribute him at the end of your turn, but that ends your turn. And here's the thing that makes my Exodia deck a little bit different than many that I've seen. 1, 2, 3 Battle Faders. Why? Because my Exodia deck is a stall deck. This allows other players to have a chance, and this way it doesn't feel so one-sided, which I feel makes the game more fun. Is it just Battle Fader that makes this a stall deck? No. You'll see in just a moment. Now moving on to my spells, I have 3 Upstart Goblins. We all know what that does, so I'm not going to explain. I have here 3 Potted Dualities. Even though I can only use them once per turn, they do help. I have 1 Day of Peace. Not only do I get to draw a card, but I get to make it so I don't take any damage that turn. I have here Magical Mallet, just 1, and that's just if I get a hand that I'm just not too fond of. So I get to take another shot at it. I got 2 MSTs because back row kinda sucks. At least for the other guy. Then I got 2 Swords of Revealing Light. I could do 3, but with everything I got, I don't feel I really need it that bad. So 2's fine, great way to stop your opponent from attacking for 3 turns. And then I have my traps, and this is a fairly trap heavy deck. So I start off with 2 Reckless Greeds. Try to use them at the same time if you can help it. After all, you don't want to have 4 whole turns where you can't, draw. So, do them together. Then I have here 3 Legacy of the Yata-Garatsus. Just another way of drawing more cards. Jar of Greed, again, for draw power. After all, this is an Exodia deck. You want to get Exodia out as fast as you can. I got here 2 gift cards, because for this deck, I want to give my opponent as many life points as possible. And if possible, I want to take away some of my own, and you'll understand why in a second. Because I have here 2 Hope for Escape. With every 2,000 point difference between me and my opponent, I draw 1 card. And so that's why this card is so good, especially if teamed up with Gift Card and Upstart Goblin. Then I have 1 Accumulated Fortune. Any more than that, I find it clogs the deck, especially since you have to have a 4-chain combo, and nothing can be repeating. Like, I can't use 2 Upstart Goblins in the same change, or 2 Jar of Greeds, or anything like that. And then for additional stalling power, I use 3 Threatening Roars. So that there is a 40 card deck for Exodia, but I realize there are a lot of decks out there that will easily get rid of my Exodia pieces from my hand, and so that's why for those I have a side deck. This is actually one of my only side decks, and it's fairly small. So with my side deck, I have here 3 Monster Reincarnations. Only use as many as you think you actually need. his effect is I can bring a monster back from my graveyard to my hand, which is very important with Exodia, at the cost of discarding one card, which is not really that big a deal. I have here 2 Imperial Iron Walls, basically just for banishing the banishing effect. So for example, if your opponent has Dark Law, Imperial Iron Wall just kind of negates him altogether. I have a backup soldier to bring 3 Exodia pieces back in one swoop, which is pretty nice. And then if you feel you're still not getting quite enough draw power, you can throw in the Magical Citadel of Endymion. That way, that and Royal Magical Library can just bring in more cards. So that there was my Exodia stall deck. A much more fun way of playing Exodia than a almost guaranteed win every time. You can even consider yourself like the boss monster for other players that you're playing with. So there you are. If you liked it, give me that, hit that like button for me, you know? And if you don't like it, that's fine. Let me know why. Tell me what I can do to improve this. For the most part, this deck is fairly budget, although considering it's Exodia and has a lot of draw power, it's not the cheapest deck. You'll be spending most of your money on probably Upstart Goblin here. In any case, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.